There's a particular North Carolina politician who is on the verge of becoming viral today, I think it's fair to say. Congressman Bob Etheridge, who had a confrontation as filmed by Andrew Breitbart's Big Government. Take a look at this.
Who are you?
Oh, whoa.
Who are you?
I'm here for a project, sir.
Tell me who you are.
We're just here for a project, sir.
Tell me who you are.
We're just here for a project.
I don't care about
please let go of my hand.
Tell me who you are.
I'm just a student, sir.
Tell me who
We're
you
just
are.
students. That's all we are.
I have a right to know who you are.
Sir,
all we are is students.
So am I. Who are you?
A lot of questions, of course, about what happened off camera. It was edited pretty heavily, but wow, that's a member of Congress on a public street.
I mean, it's really remarkable. And we have asked questions. We've asked Congressman Etheridge's office for their reaction to this. Nothing back from that. We've also reached out to Andrew Breitbart to find out who was the person asking the questions. Why was the face obscured? But I mean, you know, really,
yeah.
I mean, he's got the guy in a headlock.
Yeah, no, it's pretty incredible. Karen Travers, ABC's White House reporter, joins us now. And Karen, we were just talking with Chris about what to expect out of this big week. Now, Tuesday night, it seems like it's a critical moment. This is the first time that President Obama, it's funny, I thought it had happened because Saturday Night Live does it so often, right. But this is the first time he's going to be in the Oval Office addressing the American people in prime time. What is the White House hoping to get out of this
We
speech?
had to go back and look and make sure exactly that this was the first speech. This just shows...
How many Saturday Night Live versions of this?
Man, I would say a couple dozen by now, yeah. I think this just shows how significant the White House thinks at this point in time is, that he's going to use that bully pulpit. Remember, a couple weeks ago, the president says, look, if I could jump up on the roof of the White House and scream at the top of my lungs, if that would do anything, I would do it. I honestly think we're maybe a week away from him going to Home Depot, getting a ladder, getting on the roof. Because if it's not the Oval Office, there's no bigger platform than the president to stand there and address the nation like this. This is very serious for them. They're looking at significant environmental damage down there, significant economic damage. That's why the president is going down and meeting with what Chris said, those average folks, to hear that. But they're also grappling with this political damage as well. That's why you put him in that austere setting, have him sit there, talk directly to the American people. This is something the president is good at. Unlike that I feel your pain moment, unlike wading in and talking to people in a diner. He's going to have a round table today, talk to some people down in Mississippi. He doesn't seem to connect very well when he's in those settings. He is good at giving a speech, however, reading from a teleprompter and addressing the American people. I think they could possibly, they're hoping to get a lot out of that, maybe more so than the trip down there today or tomorrow.
So they're pushing this idea of this escrow fund, and the number that's been thrown out there is $20 billion to deal with these damages. Somebody else to administer it, so BP isn't making the decisions on claims. But do we really have a sense, does the White House have any sense really on how much this whole thing is going to cost?
I don't think so just yet. I think that number you're hearing is coming from Capitol Hill. They're putting out there that $20 billion. That was a letter from the Senate Democrats. That's something that's probably going to come up in this meeting on Wednesday. It's interesting, the timing of this speech. He's giving the speech Tuesday night. He's meeting with BP on Wednesday. Why not give the speech afterwards? Right. Well, no, he wants to show that he's in charge. He's telling the American people Tuesday night, here's what I'm going to say tomorrow when I sit down with them and read them the Riot Act, but also sit down and talk about the way forward. I think that's really important, too. He's not coming into this speech post-meeting, he's going into it on the aggressive.
There's another element that comes out of this. I'm struck by an interview that President Obama gave with Roger Simon of Politico late last week, where he almost sounded bitter about the way that the media narrative has emerged around this, and just, I mean, really angry about some of the storylines that have been out there. And yet you see this White House now beginning to play into that. And I mean, you're playing the exact games that he said he wouldn't be doing.
Because they know they have to. Right. They know that at this point, the hole is not fixed yet. The oil is still leaking. They can't fix that any quicker than it's already been going. BP is doing their best. The federal government is doing their best. So right now, what they can work with is the media and giving speeches, going down there, having these events. I think it's interesting. If you look back from the beginning days of this, remember that theme that we kept hearing was, we're on top of this from day one. Day one was the phrase you kept hearing from the White House on day 10, on day 15. Well, now here we are getting close to day 60.
We don't hear day one
We're not hearing day one anymore.
Yeah.
And in fact, talking to White House officials then, they were really annoyed that the media was harping on them about that. I think they're recognizing now they should have been less annoyed at the media and more proactive getting out there ahead of
But they're still annoyed.
They're still annoyed.
I think that's fair to say. Karen Travers, White House reporter for ABC News, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Senator Pierce was a no-show. We'll hope to get him on another time soon, but that does it for this edition of Top Line. Twitter.com/TheNote. Keep the conversation going. And tell me about soccer, guys. You watch the soccer?